Hello, my name is Velapi, cloud engineer, currently a cloud engineer. I would just like to demonstrate how to add an additional disk on your virtual machine. Let's say a company has requested to add a data disk or additional disk so that they can utilize that disk for shared drive or for any storing of their documents or any requirements that they need to use for. So the first thing, obviously, there will be a request for there will be a request from the client, and then what you need to do, obviously, you need to raise a change for that request, for that specific disk that you need to obviously implement. Remember, on the production, before you change a disk, the server must be shut down, and obviously there'll be downtime for a specific period. You can do this after hours. I recommend that you do this after hours, where the server is not utilized, especially if it's just a file server. Obviously there'll be a time frame, or there'll be a internal cap, client cap, once they approve. So you, from your side, as the service provider, you need to raise a change so that there will be no any, so that it can go to any. But for something like just additional disk, you don't need any technical review. But it can be a technical review because they need the steps that you have performed, so that if there's anything goes wrong, they can able to revert back to where it was before. So yeah, let's say now you have been approved from CAP. So what you need to do, obviously, you need to go to the visual machine that you need to. This is the visual machine that we need to obviously add the data disk or any disk like a file server. So we've got uh, these disks that we have at the moment. They want you to add an additional disk that will be used for SQL database or any file share for that. So what you need to do, obviously there's nothing here. So what you need to do, you need to make sure that you go to the visual machine, and then you go there, and then you go to the visual machine. Make sure that the visual machine has been stopped. You must deallocate the VM, stop it completely. You just deallocate the VM, you wait. It's stopping the visual machine. Let's see if our visual machine, it says disconnect, because once stopped it will show there. You see there it's closing, it's disconnected. So you can close that. Our VM has been stopped. So you just need to scroll down, go to disk. Once you go to disk, you don't go to disk which is holding the operating system, this one. You don't go there. You just create and attach the new disk. And then obviously this one is data 0. So you just need to say 1. It will allocate automatically 0, 1 to whenever you add disk 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. The disk name, maybe you can say file share. File share, you can select what do you want. Standard SSD for web servers, likely used for enterprise, premium best for production and performance, let's say premium. Disk size, let's say maybe say 100 gigabyte. Just for demonstration, you can put 1 terabyte or whatsoever. Platform managed, or you can encrypt, or disk encryption, or encrypt with the rest, blah blah blah. You decide what type of encryption you want to use, but me, I use platform managed. It's fine. Read only or read and write. Read, I prefer you to read and write. And then you apply, click apply, and then it will create a disk. Right, once it's done, you need to go. Obviously, we need to connect to the VM. Make sure that you start the VM. Overview, start the VM. Let's refresh here. Sorry. Refresh. And then start a VM. You wait for a VM to start. Right, completely successful started. Just go Bastion. I connect using Bastion, not public IP. Just connect. I will punch the password of my server. Connect. It will establish the connection via Bastion connection because I'm using a Bastion connection. And then you go to computer, PC. You see that there's nothing there because the disk is not yet initialized. So you need to initialize the disk so that it can able to appear there. So what you need to do, you just go, you can just go disk, just type disk management. You can use any command that you use. It's just here, I just do simple step, not the complicated for those who doesn't understand. So obviously you must initialize the disk before you can use it or access it. Say okay. You can see there it's unallocated. We've got E drive, temporal storage, which is D, and C drive, which are our host Windows. You just right click, say new simple disk, next. You leave it as it is, but you can specify, you can even say 50 gig if you want to split disk, maybe 50-50. So in this case, I just use the whole 100 gig, say next. It's F drive, just next. What is the name of the volume? You can say file share as per Azure and then say next, finish. Initializing the disk. So you click that, and then you close this, go back to your computer and see if your disk is appeared. There is your disk has appeared. So you can just go and do whatever, properties, and then you can sharing, you can share whatever, blah blah blah, or whatsoever. Or you can configure your sharing via server manager. You can do whatever you want to share name. You can permission and do whatever you want to do. You can configure any sharing or whatsoever for the. But this was a demonstration of how to add additional disk to the Azure, to how to expand or add an additional disk to your server. So it come into conclusion that I was successfully demonstrated how to add an additional disk to the server. Thank you for your patience. Happy learning. Thank you. Bye bye.